Această emisiune vă este oferită de Aqua Carpatica.
Bună seara, bine v-am regăsit la o nouă ediție a emisiunii Sănătate, Trup și Suflet. De fiecare dată spun că e o ediție specială, dar chiar este de fiecare dată o ediție specială, iar în seara aceasta este o ediție poate mai de suflet decât de obicei pentru mine. Pentru că în urmă cu câteva luni am fost în India într-un seminar condus de Brandon Base și ne-a dus la un loc absolut minunat și incredibil, o casă pentru copii, pentru că numele de orfelinat n-are nicio legătură cu ce se întâmpla acolo, unde am cunoscut-o, cum spune soțul meu, pe Scheherezada. O femeie cu o energie incredibilă care conducea o casă de copii și fără părinți, dar și o școală în care puteau veni copii de peste tot din India, care altfel nu își permiteau să se ducă la școală și care conducea cumva tot ceea ce mi se părea mie că ar putea să fie un haos, dar era totul foarte ordonat și absolut, mi s-a părut, așa ceva nu poate conduce doar o femeie. Dar așa este. Și fără să știu mai multe despre ea, i-am spus, tu trebuie să vii în România. După aceea mi-a spus că, bineînțeles că vin în România, nu știa cine sunt, habar n-avea ce fac, dar vin cu programul meu pentru femei. Și a fost aici, a ținut un retreat absolut excepțional și mai multe detalii puteți vedea și pe Facebook-ul meu. N-am să intru în mai multe detalii despre acest program acum. Cert e că ea se va întoarce în luna iulie cu același program, Women Who See in the Dark, adică femeile care văd în întuneric. Și ce mi-a spus despre acest program este că a fost născut din învățăturile pe care le-a transmis maestrul ei, pe care l-a cunoscut acum 36 de ani, Osho. Pentru mine Osho era un autor, am citit ce a scris, ok, foarte frumos, mai făcea niște wow, aha moments, dar cam atât. Nu știam nimic, știam ochii, știam vorbirile lui cum face cu nu știam mai mult de atât. Am promovat acest retreat, am întâlnit și răspunsuri de gen, Osho, e un personaj controversat. M-am documentat și eu, dar i-am simțit energia și am simțit o altfel de energie decât am tot auzit apropo de controverse. Așa încât invitata mea din această seară, Deva Pravavati Duaba, cum am cunoscut-o noi în India, care a primit nenumărate premii umanitare și în 2011 a fost numită persoana umanitară de acolo, din India, și în 2017 și chiar acum recent tocmai a primit un premiu Rotary pe toată Asia, în Hong Kong, primind un premiu de 100.000 de euro, tocmai pentru a dezvolta mai departe proiectul ei umanitar. Știam că a petrecut foarte mult timp cu el și profit de această ocazie să facem o emisiune în care să aducem un pic de lumină asupra ceea ce a adus Osho în această planetă, ce a adus el în această întrupare. De aici încolo însă vom schimba pe limba engleză. Hello, Divine. Thank you very much.
Hello.
I just had a short introduction how I met you and also the energy I felt that you said about the retreat, and then that the retreat Women Who See in the Dark was born out of Osho's roots, let's say, and also that for me Osho was an author, and which I loved, but that's all. I didn't know much about him, and then I've heard all kind of stuff, good, bad, mixed, and I really do want to bring some light about who Osho was. And actually, I don't know if I want to use very much this name. I left the name that Bhagwan.
The Bhagwan. Yes.
I love that, and I felt him, and please bring him here. From what he taught you, from what he gave you these 36 years.
It's my incredible privilege to be able to even be invited to do that, because there is so much controversy, as there will be, about a man who lives in absolute impeccability. So he was never willing to bend or compromise to please anyone, even to the point that he was killed. And he was killed because of his truth. He was killed because he knew. He told us. He told us, like I'm talking to you, they will kill me for this, as they have killed Socrates, as they have killed so many before me, as they have killed Jesus. I will be crucified for my truth. But he didn't stop speaking it. He didn't even consider compromising or not continuing to speak truth, and demanding that on every level from us, offering that as the road, the journey, the way home to our higher being is to live in truth, is to live in impeccability, is to live in loving kindness as much as we can with integrity.
What is this truth? Because my truth could be different from your truth.
Every single one of us has our own perception and our own journey, our own blueprint of our destiny. And we will walk it in our own way. But it is the same oneness. It is the universe or God or whatever you wish to call it, manifesting himself through us in a myriad and unnameable different forms. But the truth is one. And the truth is that we are not born to suffer and to harm each other and to live in deprivation. We are born in our majesty. We are born to fulfill the destiny of the highest that consciousness can rise to. And we are the only species that is given free will to not do that for as long as we wish to suffer and make war and kill each other and live in poverty and anger and deprivation.
But why? What is the point of this?
Because I know what this is the biggest question. Why? A rose is a rose.
Okay.
He is planted, he will grow, he will flower, he will release his fragrance. There's no question.
Yes.
He lives his destiny as a rose.
Yes.
A lion in the jungle is born and lives he is not going to become a buffalo. No matter what circumstance happened to him, there's a famine, whatever, he's going to be a lion.
Yes.
From the first to the last. But we change according to our environment, according to our parents.
Sometimes we're a buffalo, sometimes we're a lion.
Exactly, and 5 minutes apart.
Yes.
And we have the free will to do that, so that we experience ourselves, so that the awakening is not instinctual. We have to walk the path. We can fall off, we can play in the swamp, as someone who's leading a country constantly refers to.
Yes, a certain country.
We can do whatever our free will takes us. But the destiny is imprinted in our being. And ultimately, we will come back to the path. We will be fed up with the swamp and the smell and the alligators and fighting and struggling. Ultimately, how many lives can we do that? And to see the path, especially, there are so many now. Oh, you can do it this way. You can pay money and do it this way. Oh, no, it's yoga. No, it's beer yoga. Today I was looking on the internet at beer yoga. What?
Beer yoga?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're doing yoga with bottles of beer there. They're doing an asana, and then they're having some... Yeah. It's a fashion right now.
Okay.
To have so many paths. Before yoga was yoga. Now there's even goat yoga. They bring goats there. Why? Why goats? Because they're jumping everywhere. They're happier than the yogis. The bottom line is, more than ever, I know from my own life, I can only speak for myself. I needed someone to shine a light on the path.
That was my question. Why did you go to Osho? You came from a violent environment as a child, then you went on Hollywood, you were an actress, and then you went to Osho.
Because for me, Hollywood was the ultimate jungle. And Me Too is an understatement for what most of us had to face. It was a jungle. And it was I knew that there had to be light there. There had to be light. But I was led through one tunnel of darkness to another, which, in fact, increased the hunger for the light. Where is the light? It can't be like this. This is what would come up for me every day. I would be treated with lack of respect. My dignity would be stripped off with my clothes. I was continuously confronted with one form or another of unconscious behavior.
Okay.
And I would go home. I lived at the sea. I was blessed to live in Venice Beach. I would go with my golden labs. I would run. I would skate. I would breathe. And the same understanding came every day. There has to be more than this. And initially I thought, okay, as soon as you are famous and you have it all, the house, the car, the fame, that's it. But what I was seeing as each moment progressed, yes, I was getting more. But the more I was getting, the bigger came the hunger for, but where is the light? And how? How does one find it?
And?
Well, I can remember very early on the therapies, the New Age now, arrived today, and it's primal. Okay, let's see. It was, I'm sure not for everyone, but it was going in a small cubicle where a man shone a flashlight in my eyes.
Whoa.
And told me to find my primal scream. Well, yes, I found something. It was horrible. I want out of here.
That was the therapy?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a therapy. With a light.
Okay.
Well, this was absolutely not the light. Which each one of these, what should I say, dead-end streets made the hunger more. Okay. But how does one see where is the path? And the very word guru literally translates into one who shines light on your path.
Okay.
Not one who says, here, this is my path, give me all your money, live here, wear this, say this, do this. Where's your path? That's his path. That was the beauty of Osho. He never said, you do it my way. He said, find your authentic self, and it will lead you.
If you brought it up, how to dress, one of the questions were why at the beginning everybody was wearing, I don't know, that's red or reddish clothes.
In the beginning we were wearing orange, and a rather awful orange if you ask me. I mean, there was because so much of who I thought I was had been invested, certainly in Hollywood, so long in what I was wearing, what my hair was, what my makeup was, what my shoes were, whatever, that a huge amount of my package was external.
Okay.
And Osho just stripped that away from us. You're all in this ridiculous color. Ooh.
So it was meant to be not very nice.
I don't know. Maybe he really liked it. I didn't.
Okay.
I tried to fade it a bit, wash it and wash it and wash it, make it not quite so orange. But the bottom line was stripped of all my props. Already I was different. Then he took away my name.
Okay.
And gave me a name that, when I first heard it, in the first moment, he gave me the name Deva Dwaba, which means divine chaos, which is so accurate. But I thought he said guava.
Okay.
I said, what? I came halfway around the world to wear an orange bag and be given the name of a fruit. What?
That was your first meeting with him?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But the bottom line is that wasn't the truth. And I'm sure the robe wasn't a bag. But my ego didn't want to give up everything I thought I was. And that's all he ever asked of us, is find out, who are you?
And what were his way? Because again, the controversial is, okay, you have to find out, but there were some footage with naked persons. Why naked? Why do you have to get naked?
Because he said that we were operating not from our authentic selves. We were operating from all the conditioning, from all the wounding, from every imprint we had taken, not only in this lifetime, not only in the womb, but now. Back then, science wasn't backing so much of what he was saying to us. And as I watch quantum physics coming to the front line, I'm like, yes!
He said it.
He said it 36 years ago. He said, trauma, your lineage of suffering and pain, is passed on through your DNA. And now, yes, hello,
proven.
It's true. And he said over and over, what you have inside, your concepts, your conditioning, your wounding, your fears, your shame, your aggression, you will project it outside and you will manifest it right there, up front in your face as a mirror. Well, we know that is a fact now. He also said, meditation is the only way to bring stillness. Well, they know it now. They can put electrodes on people's brain that are sitting in meditation, and they can measure, and they can see the brain waves change. Well, mystics were saying that 2,500 years ago. It's not new. And Osho didn't say it like, whoa, woo-woo, get this. He said it like a mystic had said it 2,500 years ago. What you think is what you will create. What you think you are is what you will manifest, until you find out who you really are. Not find out who I am and do it my way. Find out who is your authentic being.
And who is your authentic being?
I'm still in the process of discovering that every day. I know for sure who I'm not.
Okay. And who are you not?
And that, well, first what you ask, the question I didn't answer is why is there footage flying around of naked people?
Yes.
Because he said the door to discovering who you are is your body. It's your feelings. It's your energy. And the strongest, most distorted, most disowned, most convoluted energy in the body is our sexuality. We've been shamed. We've been told that just as a baby is exploring their own body, stop that. Don't touch yourself. That's dirty. Wow. It's touching my arm isn't dirty, but touching here is? What? Okay, I accept that. Hide your body. Cover your body. Shame your body. And the media has done a fabulous job. Your body's wrong. You have no breasts. You need to get implants immediately. So if you come with all of this shame over the most vital force in your body, and you can't argue that, our sexuality is the strongest energy. It's our life force. It's how we recreate ourselves over and over. So if that's convoluted and distorted, we're going to pass it on from generation to generation. We're never going to live our true authentic self because we're ashamed, and we're ashamed, or we've perverted it and convoluted it so much that we're acting out into perversion. But whatever we're doing, whether we're perverting it or shaming it or hiding it or creating porno with it, it isn't in its true essence.
And what's
any
the
longer.
true essence of sexuality?
Our most vital, pure fire that moves us. It's the energy that runs the rest of this machine. When we draw on it, it's a never diminishing, ever increasing source of energy. But until we do that, we will dissipate it in so many ways. So he put a huge emphasis on discovering what are you doing with your sexuality? Because, and he said it, very true, until you heal your sexual wounds, you're going to keep acting it out. You see 85-year-old men wheeling in their wheelchair after a 20-year-old. They haven't healed yet the thought form that says, I need somebody to validate me by having sex with me. Okay. So he wouldn't give us that opportunity to go on in delusion and convolution. He said, look at it. Find out what is in there. Is it a game for you? Is it a hunting match? How many can I get? Is it predator and prey? What are the games in your bed? Who's in your bed? Mommy? Daddy? Grandma? Grandpa?
Oh, that's creepy.
The rabbi? The priest? You're not just two people coming to bed. The bed is full. You're both coming with all those thought forms, and you're going to act them out. Are you the strong predator? Are you the weak, submissive prey who waits? And then, as Delilah did with Samson, when after he's been the rough, tough Samson, cuts his power. Which game are you playing? Because you're just, he said, you have no idea what you're doing. You're doing gymnastics. And you're calling it, they're doing push-ups. And you're calling it love. You're coming to the bed with an army of concepts and ideas and doing push-ups. Find out what is your sexuality first.
How could it be a healthy sexuality? What is a healthy sexuality?
A healthy sexuality is using sex as a tool to higher consciousness, tantra, ultimately. Not just throwing it on the way home at the sensual massage parlor, throwing it a little further down the road. There's a prostitute by the roadside. Then you come home and grab whoever and throw it there. It's throwing it. Oh, I feel much better now. And in 2 hours, who's next? No, it's taking that and transforming it into consciousness. If you throw it and throw it, the more you throw it, the more it will want to be thrown. But if you bring it into your consciousness, it's the door, it's the tool for raising your consciousness, rather than focusing it on a few cells in the body for a few minutes, and for a lot of men that's like not even 5.
Oh.
Ooh, ouch. You bring that energy to every cell in the body. Why would you waste it on a tiny little piece of your anatomy when you can have it in every single cell? But you won't, as long as you're acting out of sexual wounding, and whatever it is.
And as a woman, what's the sexual wound and what's the healthy sexual?
Well, the biggest sexual wound we have as all women is shame of our own bodies. Shame of the body we have compared to the body we see in the television. Shame of any defect
Yeah.
we may perceive as a defect. Shame of our own orgasms. How many women are right now, I don't know what time, but faking orgasm while we're talking, rather than admitting and looking for help and finding out, why do I have this block? How many years will I go on faking the most extraordinary joy that they are not experiencing to please the man?
Which is, for less than 5 minutes.
So how long are we going to shame ourselves, hide our sexuality? If we go back through the 1,000 years, you could be put to death if you lived your sexuality. You could be put to death. You would be labeled as a prostitute, as a whore, as a witch. You could be burned just for living the most vital force in your body.
But why did we get to that? How come we forgot?
We were deep. Why was your clitoris cut? We were.
Wow, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
A woman is wild. All women. If it's a male-dominated society, then you're going to have to get that tiger under control. Shame her, cut her, put a chastity belt on her. That's not a joke. They existed.
Yes, of course.
And he had the key. What? Okay. We're not
And
wearing...
we do have all those wounds.
Of course we do. He doesn't have to put a metal belt with a lock and key on us anymore. We're doing it to ourselves. We're putting the belt on to please him, for fear that he will leave us if we're not what he wants us to be, and if we don't play our sexuality out the way he wants it to play. So we put the belt on.
But not
we
that
lock
makes him happy.
Of course it doesn't. You think he doesn't know you're faking, or he doesn't care?
He doesn't, yeah.
But if he knows, and he's really in tune with his own energy, he'll realize, hey, I'm doing this alone here. Hang on. Yeah.
And how would a child should be raised, and what would a child would have to know, or I don't know, do with sexuality? Because yes, they start a few years to touch themselves. What do you do?
Of course. Allow it.
Okay, and if they do
Don't
it in
shame
public?
them. Well, don't worry, the public will shame them. That'll take care of itself out there. But
So-
and toilet training. What a shaming process. Go in the bathroom quickly, close the door. You're going to do something dirty. It's a natural body function.
Okay, what are you saying now? That we should do it openly in, I don't know.
I'm saying we should not shame our children for exploring or living their own energy. We can help them understand that to make our life work in a society that we are living in, we will need to conform, but not because we're dirty and not because we need to be ashamed.
Okay, and the first questions that arise in teenager, well, they don't arise in teenager. Now it's 8 years old, 7 years old, and they start to ask questions about, okay, how is the dynamic between men and women? Why are they having this? Why are we having this? What are we supposed to do together?
How many of your parents would have answered that when you were 8 years old?
None.
How many of their parents? I got sent away from the table at about, I must have been 25 or 26, for discussing homosexuality. My mother said, we don't talk about that at the table. Well, hello, Mom. How many years?
What do we do now?
Answer honestly. Why not? What, we have to hide it?
It's still a belief, and you've seen it in the retreat, that this is not something that you discuss with your child.
These women were 60 years old and they didn't want to discuss it with me. When is the age to discuss it? Tell me. Where is it? No, we don't talk about that. No, I don't want to go there. Well, when will we go there? When will you... No, I'm not interested in touching my own body or discussing anything to do with my body. Well, when will you be?
I didn't see, were there any children in Osho's community?
Yes, of course. Many.
And what were they taught? How would he treat children?
Well, the first thing he did is get them away from their parents. Absolutely. We had a children's village.
Okay.
Where they lived in an amazing, it was actually like a Robinson Crusoe tree house. And they did not live with their parents. Because he said, you're just passing on all your wounding, all your conditioning, all your blocks. So you are here working on those, and the kids will discover and live in freedom. And they did. They were amazing. I was blessed to work there. I'd never seen children like that.
How?
Free. Free. They had a freedom. They had a empowerment. They had rules. They had
Okay.
people who were helping, assisting, that they had to keep their living space clean. They had to keep their bodies clean. But
And if they didn't want to obey to those rules?
amazing as you will find that, I never saw, and I worked there every day, a tantrum. I saw them playing, laughing, running, swimming, making kites, doing theater, singing, dancing, falling down, helping each other, falling down and being hurt, going there, getting them up, checking in. But I never saw what I still see every time I travel, a child throwing himself in the supermarket and the
Why? So why do they do that? Are we going again into the shadow work?
Yes,
Or-
of course. You don't throw yourself on the floor in the middle of the supermarket and make an enormous tantrum with mommy unless you have some pretty major shadows. And one of them would have to be wanting mommy's attention. Well, they had attention. They didn't have mommies. They didn't have all mommy's conditioning. They had so many outlets for their creativity and so much support and the love of the whole commune and the love of Osho.
How was he involved in the community?
Well, he was with us always once a day and many years twice a day. So you could write to him and you
Okay.
could ask anything. And you would very likely get an answer, but an answer in front of 10,000 people, because your question is my question. Beyond that, for many years, toward the end it wasn't, you rotated and someone every single night had a one-on-one with him where you could also ask, like I'm asking you, or he would ask you and you would give some idiotic answer and he would laugh. And then he would actually do energy work with us. He would actually touch us, either in our third eye, mostly in our third eye. And it was, I mean, you could just feel all the blocks melting away. I mean, I know for myself, I came so angry after 9 hard years in Hollywood, banging my head against every door that slammed in my face. I came from a super dysfunctional background from family dysfunction with men. I came to India at 27 as a very angry young woman. And with a lot of investment in who I thought I was. And the whole idea of the commune for me was in the orange bag and Osho, I don't know what this man is, and I don't know, I can't imagine myself being a disciple and giving up who I am and giving up my life to this little Indian man, until the moment when I sat as close as I am to you, closer, like right there, and looked in his eyes. He didn't have to say a single word. I felt in that moment totally seen, totally accepted with all my stuff. I had porcelain nails. I had individually planted eyelashes. I was in full makeup, whatever. And inside I was a giant tutti frutti mess. But right there in his eyes, I saw absolute acceptance and unconditional love. And I had never seen that. I didn't believe it existed. from that moment until today, nothing else mattered. I wanted that. I wanted to live in that. And I was ready to give up everything that I thought I was, because it was false. I had it. I'd had the money, the mansion, the sports car, a semblance of fame. I'd never had unconditional love and acceptance. I was always trying to have that. Love me. If I'm a bigger star, more people will love me. But I was a beggar. And for the first time in my life, I didn't want anything. I had it. I wasn't asking. I didn't say one word. I just was sitting there. And I had it all. There was no question of being told to do this, to drop that. I was ready to surrender all that I had been, because it didn't bring me that. And I wanted that. And I've never stopped wanting that. And I didn't want to live in a way that didn't give me access to that.
Wow, I think that's the most accurate description of a master that I heard. I don't know how all the minutes had passed. I wanted to touch also the thing that Osho had so many Rolls Royce and so on, but I know you're writing a book about the...
I'm writing a book exactly about that. That is the number one question with 90% of the people I meet. Why? I got it today from someone. Why all the Rolls Royces?
Yes.
Well, there we were in a canyon, 22 kilometers from any main road. We were doing our own thing. We were building our own city. And nobody was going to visit. We needed money. We needed visitors. So saying, hey, there's this amazing enlightened master. Yeah, right, who cares? But when the world said, this guy has 90 Rolls Royces.
90?
90. So the whole world got in airplanes.
Yes.
At one point it was my job to give them a tour. So I met
the Rolls Royce.
No, they had come all the way from Germany. They had come all the way from South America. They wanted to see the 90 Rolls Royces. Okay, we're going to show you. Get in the bus. No, but we want to see them now. We came from Uruguay. All right, we're going to show you. But if you look here, here's our water recycling project, how we have turned this desert into the most productive, flourishing. Oh, well, how did you do that? The wife says. The man says, I want to see the cars. We're going, and here is our completely organic farm. Our completely organic, without any chemicals, dairy. Here is how we generate electricity completely from wind and sun. How do you do that? For one short minute, he forgot the cars. The cars brought him from Germany. The cars brought him to us.
Oh, and that was my revelation today, that you cannot bring people, come and be deep. Nobody
wanted to be deep. They wanted to see the cars.
Fortunately, we have to finish now the show, but I will take advantage from the fact that I know that you'll come in July, and I want to continue this because I think it deserves to be known and deserves to be felt everything that. Tell me again the name that you use for him. Bhagwan, or how do you call him?
In the beginning, he was called Bhagwan, which is the one who helps you see.
Okay.
He later changed it to Osho, which means friend.
Oh.
Because he saw, and rightly so, that some of us weren't willing to walk our path. We wanted to walk his path.
Yeah. And that's devotion, and that's.
And he said, okay, finish the Bhagwan. I'm your friend. So get on your own bloody path.
Okay.
And walk your path beside me as a friend, not behind me.
Thank you very much for what you gave tonight, and I'm sure he was with us. I hope to continue this show. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult pentru atenție. Sper că v-am dat cumva un pic, un strop de lumină în tot ceea ce s-a scris sau ceea ce ați simțit despre personalitatea lui Osho și ceea ce a însemnat el pentru noi toți până la urmă. Vă mulțumesc pentru atenție, rămâneți pe Canal 33, o seară binecuvântată să aveți!